comic coming to stage, a dear friend of mine, super funny. Everybody make it real loud for Johan Miranda.
It's been kind of scary times. I will say this is the first time in my life where I've ever had the thought of like, well, maybe I should lose weight. Because it just feels like at some point in the next 4 years, I'm gonna have to like run or like, or like climb a fence or something. Gotta do something. Gotta get my CrossFit on. I grew up in the Bay Area. I was born in Lima, Peru, but I left when I was 3, so. I didn't even know I was undocumented really until like later in my teenage years. I couldn't couldn't get a job, you know, I couldn't get loans, or I couldn't drive, couldn't travel. That's when I was like, oh, okay, being undocumented sucks. It's not, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, let's do that one more time. 1 and 2.
Growing up, I never thought I was different, even though I knew paperwork-wise that we were different. I was born in Korea, and as a child, my dad actually wanted to come here, not only for our education, but he wanted to do ministry here. We came here legally, but the lawyer that we hired and trusted with our paperwork had messed up our dates, and from then on we started having problems with our documents. We found out that we were illegal almost a year after we became illegal.
I've always been a big fan of stand-up comedy. As a teenager, I knew San Francisco had a great comedy scene, so in high school I would go to watch stand-up comedy anywhere that let me, and because you know a career in comedy seems kind of like far-fetched. It's like but given the lack of options I have, it's like, what do I have left to lose? Like I have nothing to lose by trying comedy. So I gave it a shot. I started going to open mics, and it was fun. We moved to San Francisco in the Fillmore, which when I was there as a kid, it was a black neighborhood. Not really the case anymore. It's been gentrified. I have conflicted feelings about gentrification because, like, obviously when it comes to my migration here to this country, I have liberal views on immigration. Yet when it comes to white people moving into my own neighborhood, I'm like, we have to build a wall. I don't know what the compromise on that is.
It was around, I guess, junior and senior in high school. That's when I knew that I was very different. My friends were getting accepted to all of these great Ivy League schools and fulfilling their dreams. My dreams were a little different than other people. I wanted to be a performer, but I couldn't even do that because of my paperwork.
Why was I in this country if I can't fulfill my dreams?
I saw 2 articles back to back and I had an idea. I'll pass it by you guys. The first article said it costs taxpayers like $1.5 million every time the US government uses an airstrike. And the second article I read right after that said undocumented immigrants helped pay for over $13 billion in taxes last year. So what I was thinking is a good pro-immigrant commercial could be undocumented immigrants helped pay for over 500 airstrikes last year. And think of how many more countries we could bomb if we legalized undocumented immigrants. I remember reading the headline. It was like Obama passed deferred action for childhood arrivals, and it was just like, damn, I didn't even see this coming. Because there was no like it was just one day. It was like, you know what, you can have what you want. And I was like, all right, well, that's pretty dope. And that was a very exciting day.
That was literally the happiest moment in my life. I knew that I knew that everything would change for me. I knew that I would be able to work legally anywhere I wanted. I could drive. I could apply to schools. It just changed everything.
Blessed are the merciful, for they will be children.
I finally talked to someone, a lawyer, and she asked me like, oh, how'd you come to this country? And I told her, a tourist visa. And she said, that's great news. That's great news. That means if you get married, it'd be much easier for you to get a green card as opposed to if you had crossed the border. It's just good to know that even at my most vulnerable point in life, I still have some level of privilege, Like I didn't cross the border. I snuck into this country on a plane like royalty. I snuck into this country like, can I get some extra honey roasted peanuts? I'm trying to sneak into a country here. Anyways, you guys have been wonderful. Thank you guys.
Johan Miranda, everybody.